Welcome back to the Deceiver's Tools. This will be the finale of the game. It hasn't run in a long time, obviously, but this will be a conclusion to the story therein. Last time we played, the heroes, Kelder, Dengu, and Pleasant, were heading back into the town of Ursulon. They saw Davos up in the cliff face and have headed up that way to go and speak with him. As they're making their way that way, a person on a bright red horse comes riding up to them, moves alongside them, descends from her horse, and you realize that Fi has rejoined the group. Quietly, she doesn't say too much as to why she has re-entered the group. If anybody has anything they wish to say to her or ask her, now's your time. All right. So she's silently welcomed back into the group, and you head up to the cliff face, making your way into the cave where you saw Davos standing outside. Once you enter in, you see that Davos is present. The wizard of the Old Guard is also present, Kelder, who you recognize from the Lord's house from their secret base in Osiria. And you also
I'm happy to see both of them, and I totally act like I didn't try to take all the old man stuff because I thought he was.
you, you also see that Leon, the paladin that you met at the Serpent Forest lake, where the dungeon that you all went through together, where you found the
Right.
Dream Shard,
Where Oris died.
where Oris died. Leon still is holding the Great Red One, the axe that he recovered from Oris's body. The old wizard says, "Good, as I foresaw, as expected." He reaches into his robe and pulls out a mirror. It appears to be made out of silver, and the flat panel of the mirror appears to have been grafted into place in the silver mirror. It looks like the mirror itself, the actual reflective portion of the mirror, is nothing more than a steel mirror. Like a small steel mirror that looks like it's been fractured a bit. Steel that looks like it's been cracked.
Is that a spell component?
He pulls it out and he says, "No." If you ask aloud that question, he says, "It's not a spell component. It is something of import. This will allow you access to a place that has been taken away from this plane. It still bears inside of it the key to your ends. Magier still rules in Osiria. The fire that was promised you by the Deceiver's servant did not come. It is something we must do, in that we must find the Magier's source of power and destroy it. From all of my study, this mirror will allow you entrance into the Pyramid of Souls."
Okay, so how are we going to get? Where was that place? I don't see the world map, so I don't know. I know it's a place like way down south we were trying to get to.
The Pyramid of Souls has migrated outside of this world. It used to exist in Rostagar, as you say, but it has moved since then. The others with the soul swords have moved it. A very unfortunate matter, to be sure. But this mirror will allow you access to that pyramid through a back entrance. An entrance that might allow you some time to draw a blade and bring it to bear against that lich of a fiend, the Magier.
How long do we have until we leave?
I don't suspect you want to stay in this town for very much longer. According to our network of spies, and also from what we've heard from the Watch, your presence is already known in this town, and it seems that Enforcer 126 seeks you out directly. Kelder.
Kelder curses under his breath that frou-frou place where they ate. He curses.
Undoubtedly so. That said, I can open this portal once. Once it's been opened, I do not know how you will retrieve yourselves from the pyramid. However, I do know that within the pyramid there is a portal known as the Soul Portal that has several different exits inside and outside of the plane. It should be possible for you to go just about anywhere you need to from that point, but finding that portal inside of the pyramid will be like finding a needle in a haystack. It is.
So if we're all going through the portal, what will you do?
I will hold the portal open for long enough to allow you and your souls to leave this place and enter the pyramid. The pyramid is no longer on this plane. It rests between this plane and the Feywild, also known as the Shazas. It's a place that...
Oh, so we're going to leave our bodies behind, and
No.
you're going to care...
No. Your bodies are going to be tethered to your souls. If this did not get held open, your bodies would make it, your souls would not. So 6 corpses would end up in the pyramid, and your souls would be lost in ether forever.
Ooh.
Okay. Well,
I do, out of character, I do respect your thought, though. It's like, you're going to send our souls and keep our bodies. No. Reverse it. It's the opposite of what you're thinking.
Okay. Do I trust this wizard's methods?
Well, I can tell you now that Leon will trust this for the other NPCs, or the other PCs here. Leon will trust his methods because the wizard's actually the wizard of repute in the town of Ursulon, which you are a knight of. The conglomerate has caused some problems for him, and the old guard definitely have allowed him to do unlicensed materials on the side. So you do trust him, but you do think that he's a bit he kind of falls below the lawful level. Davos, he's your best friend, and he's like your mentor. And the others, your decisions are all your own. This is the first time you've ever met him, Dengo. And Pleasant, I don't think you... No, you did meet him once.
Barely.
Yeah, just barely, right before the manor
Everything
got destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kelder, you were in opposition to him because he's a renegade wizard before. And now it seems that Davos trusts him and has been traveling with him for some time, so it's your choice.
Yeah, and I've dealt with him before. So as long as I think he's a capable wizard who knows what he's doing.
You know that more than anything, he wants the destruction of the Magier, and what he's presenting here is an opportunity for that to be the case.
That is true. Yeah, that is my number one goal. A++.
Okay. Okay. He says, if you are ready and prepared, just make sure everybody check your character sheets. Kyle and Kate, I did set you to level 7 instead of level 5, so there are a couple of new features you might be able to notate there.
Ooh, okay.
I think just...
Oh shit, I'm level 5 still.
You should not be level 5. You should be level 7.
Haha. That sucks.
Do I get to level myself up?
Hold on a second.
Oh, unless maybe it just doesn't say that. 77 hit points, is that level? I can't even remember. It says 5 hit. Well, I mean, I know I'm level 5, but anyways,
so weird.
we'll fix this. No problem.
I'm already sorting it. Hold on. But
I'll be back in 2 shakes.
Yeah, make it quick. That said,
Bye.
why would you leave in the middle of it? Turkey. That said, you would note that the wizard starts to go through the process of initiating this ritual. He sets the mirror down on the ground and begins basically initiating some sort of magic. If you've ever played the game Diablo, a very familiar looking blue portal kind of appears before you. Inside of it, you can see tinges of green kind of pulsing in the center area, kind of drawing into it. That said, what would you like to do? He says, I can hold it open indefinitely, but once you're through, I will close it so that nothing else can be sent through behind you. You will not be able to return through this means.
Davos takes the first step. Thank you, friend. And hopefully I will see you in the future. And doo-doo!
Not the door.
Jumps
Alright.
through.
I will follow. I'll be like, glory awaits me.
I'll also
Hold this
follow.
open.
Okay.
Jump through.
Pleasant, same as you. You going in? Staying out.
Oh, what, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm totally going in.
Okay. 5 steps in as well, and we'll just assume Kelder gets chucked in by the wizard, manhandledly so. All right. Do you want to walk away and smoke a cigarette? You don't get choices. You appear very tightly bunched together after a discombobulating moment of kind of blue streaking. Kind of, it feels like the entirety of your soul and body is kind of being warped in a like spaghetti-like fashion across existence. During this process, you note, Davos, that as you kind of entered into the group, you started to see the tethers reignite, and you noted that the Butcher's Bride returned to your grasp out of Kelder's bag. So you have it, but as you move through the portal, you feel the tethers break away. Like the souls inside are being kind of left in the jump between. Once you all make it across and you start inspecting your esper edges, you note the same. It feels like the souls are no longer connected, and the weapons themselves are no longer connected, disallowing you to dual technique at this stage. It still has potency. It still has a certain element of magic to it, but it doesn't feel like it's connected to the soul any longer.
I love the dual technique, though.
I understand. You enter into this place. You feel like once you leave this place, it might exist again, but that said, you are on a high dais that's about 5 feet off of the regular ground. Beneath you, about 2 feet below you, is another step in the dais. This place that you're standing on has 4 strange kind of glass globes surrounding you on each of the 4 corners of the square that you're on. Beneath that, the square's step is plain. Beneath that, the square has a large metal ring. Looks like the metal was just poured into a groove cut into the stone around you. And then outside of that are more metal rings. 2 globes of energy, modes of energy, appear to be glowing and pulsing to the left and right of you. One glows blue and one glows red. It seems that one appears to be a kind of mote of cold energy, and the other appears to be a mote of heat energy. Beyond that, inside of this chamber, you see that directly in front of you, there appears to be some sort of engraving or bas-relief on the wall between 2 large columns. And then to the left and to the right, you can see that there are 2 doors.
All right, so we're into the pyramid.
It does appear that you've entered into some sort of portal room. You'll also note that laying on the ground in the middle of the floor that you all appear upon, the mirror is there. The mirror that he had is placed there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
I pick it up and put it in my bag.
Okay. As you do, make a perception check. And let's see, Kelder, Pleasant, and Leon are next to you, so they too can make perception checks.
All right. Wait, do I have control of my sheet now, or?
Should. Hold on a second.
Can
some
you see
reason
what we
maybe.
got, or do we need to tell you?
I can see it, but yeah, I mean, just for the people at home. So 15
6.
from Kelder, an 11 from you. You rolled a 6 on the dice. Okay.
I got a 6.
I see an 11.
I'm just gonna roll. Oh,
Okay, 15's good though. You don't have access
gotta add
to
my-
your sheet, Kevin?
well, this is the weird thing. I have it, but I can't like scroll up and down right now. It's like acting weird. Maybe it's just a roll 20 thing.
That's you. You're gonna have to refresh on that.
Yeah, maybe I'll just refresh.
Okay, but Kelder, you notice as you're about to put the mirror away that the mirror doesn't seem to be casting a reflection for you.
Okay, so what is it? So is it casting a reflection for everyone else?
You move it and turn it on them, and they don't appear to be present in the reflection of the mirror. The other thing you notice as you're moving about the room like this is the mode of energy that is glowing blue doesn't appear to be present either. And then you turn and face the one that's red. It does appear to be present.
So the 2 doors are the ones with the lights over them?
So the lights are to your left and to your right, up and down. And then the doors are on the opposite wall, on the west wall, or the east wall rather.
Right, okay. So you said the blue one doesn't appear to be in the mirror, but the red one does.
Correct. And then you all don't appear to be in the mirror either.
I'm going to sit down and start casting detect magic as a ritual. Do I have to have it prepared to cast it as a ritual?
Yes. No.
Okay.
No, yeah. Actually, yes, sorry. You have to have it prepared to cast it as a ritual.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and cast it as a ritual.
While
That's
he's,
what I'm gonna do
while
for
he's
10 minutes while
doing
everyone
10
else
minutes.
is.
Yeah. While he's doing 10 minutes of that, what would you all like to do?
So there's 3 doors. There's 2 on the side and 1 in front of
2.
us, right?
2. There's a bas relief directly in front of you, which is basically just a
Oh.
carving in the stone.
Okay. Is it like a really good carving? Is it super intricate, or is it?
It looks very detailed from
Kinda
this
eh.
distance. You feel like inspection closer would probably behoove you a bit better.
Okay, that's cool.
You want to go check it out?
Yeah, I want to get closer to over there just to kind
Okay.
of see what's.
Well, the
over
first
there.
thing that your Crovan eyes notice as you approach the bas relief, which is over here, is
Oh, I
that
thought you
set inside of it, set inside of the this carving, are gemstones, all in intricate
Ooh.
places. And it looks like they could probably be easily wrenched out of this carving, but from what you can tell, the carving seems to be denoting a strange conflict. It looks like elementals kind of waging a battle against each other. The ones on the left side, from your looking, appear to be made out of ice and snow, and seem to
Ooh.
have blue azurite gemstones all throughout it, and sapphires. And then the ones on the right side appear to be elementals, fiery and kind of sweeping, twisting carvings with garnets and rubies.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
pretty cool.
where they meet in the middle, there are like clash points, and they appear to be
Yeah.
set with diamonds.
Ooh, okay. And then those orbs that are on the sides of us, they're not really like. Are they doing
They're
anything?
they're magical energy. They're kind of sparking with magic. The one that is kind of cold seems to be kind of like snowing a bit underneath it, and like the snow
Yeah.
melts on the ground. And then the fiery
Yeah.
one seems to be kind of just warm and hot.
But they're not interacting or anything.
No, nothing.
Okay.
They're just floating there, being magic energy.
Being cool and shit.
Yep.
Sick.
Okay. Let's see. Davos, Leon Kelder. Davos, Leon Dangu. Anything in particular that you want to engage in?
I probably would have went over to inspect the relief. It's the relief as well,
Okay.
and with that description, would be curious if removing the gems would potentially affect the orbs of it.
I gotta ask Kate a question. Would you have already started taking the stones because you were there first, and I know how pleasant it
dude.
is.
I think after getting teleported into a pyramid, I would still be pretty shook, honestly. So you know what? I didn't. I haven't started
Alright.
prying them out yet.
Well, Davos rolls up behind you, and are you gonna start trying to pry them out with your dagger, or?
I see him like coming up behind me, I'm like, oh, should I be grabbing these too? And then hop up.
So you start
We'll
removing.
fight for the.
do you
Oh
start-
yeah,
do you-
then we start.
Do you start removing them in a
Once I
specific
see-
order, or are you just pulling them down?
Let's go for the. Well, I'm kind of closer to the fire one, so I'll go for those first.
Okay. You start pulling rubies away, and as you start doing so, you start to see that the moat of fire energy does start to kind of dwindle down with each stone pulled out.
Oh, snap.
Is it possible to put them back to see what happens if you do?
Do you try?
What if you switch them around?
They all turn into diamonds.
Everything is purple.
Do you try to put the ruby or garnet back that you were pulling?
Well, okay, so I'll take one out, and then do I notice that it kind of the energy goes
Yeah.
down as I take it? So I'll kind of like put it back and see what happens. Like
The mode of
looking
energy
at the-
returns to the power stage that it was before you removed the stone, and nothing ill or untoward happens to you or yours.
I don't. That's spooky. I don't like that. I'm gonna leave them. I'm not gonna take any more.
Okay.
Hey, John, would I know if there's any like historical or religious significance to like the way especially like the bas relief or bar relief, however you call it, and also just anything in this room.
Sure. Go ahead and make a religion check for me while you kind of look behind these two who are kind of, picking and putting and thinking about it.
Right.
And Dengu,
15.
as kind of an archaeologist and kind of knowing a bit about structures, the thing that's making your kind of brain go, what is the structure that you're standing in is of a very ancient, very old styling that's only been written about and drawn about. This appears to be a place that is from the very first city of men from the very earliest time of mankind.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Okay. I relay this to my group.
Hey, by the way.
By the way,
This place old.
This belongs in a museum.
But
It belongs in
like
nobody
super
touch
old.
anything.
Indeed. But yeah, you did note that when you pulled the garnets and rubies away, it did cause the moat to change shape, become dwindled in size.
Okay.
Does anybody want to inspect the doors?
I want to look at the door. I want to look at the right
Yeah.
door specifically.
Okay. When you look at the
So
right door,
it's-
you notice that as you get closer to it, you see something that you didn't see before. You see this sheen of energy kind of rippling across the surface of it. If you're familiar with like mirages, like that kind of wavy heat pattern, it seems to be covered with that. And as you're kind of looking at it, you're pretty familiar with traps. You think that this door is not only, just kind of weird looking, but it's probably going to trigger something magical if you touch it.
Yeah. Hey,
You said
Keldor.
you said that door has like a red field over it.
Like
Yeah.
a clear film or whatever.
It's
yeah,
it's kind of like a heat mirage field over it. Mhm.
Hey, Keldor, can you come check this out?
He's mumbling to himself in Draconic, I believe, or Elvish. He looks like he's performing some kind of magic. You've seen him do it before. It looks like he's casting detect
Oh
magic.
man.
And then, let's see, Leon, with your religion check, there doesn't seem to be too much of a religious significance that you're aware of. You do know that in the oldest of times, that it was said that the elements waged wars outside of the elemental chaos on the material plane. Excuse me. And this might be just a relief that depicting that kind of conflict. Kelder, you finished the spell Detect Magic. Go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Son of a bitch. I got a 9.
Successful. All right. You kind of start looking into the magic, and as your eyes kind of enter into the winds, what happens is you realize that you're not in the material plane. You're not in the Feywild. You're not in some place sub-between. You're in a place of pure magic. Your eyes start to kind of just feel heat, and you kind of cover them and kind of focus on yourself and your will. You feel the magic enter through your eye sockets and start filling you up. Gain 1 additional
Ew.
spell slot for each one of your level spells.
Holy shit.
You're charged up.
That's awesome.
That sounded like it. That sounded like
This
it was
isn't
gonna
even my
get
final
bad.
form.
That said, everything in this room, including your party members, is magical, and there's no way to discern anything without removing, like you can no longer tell anything from anything without getting rid of Detect Magic.
Okay, so does this give me a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th level spell slot?
It gives you only spell slots that you can normally retain. So
Okay, that's
if
fine.
if your highest level is a 4 right now, right?
Yeah, highest
Yeah.
is a 4.
So you gain 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1.
That's sick. Thank you.
Sure. I mean, you are fighting a lich, so that said, anybody have any ideas
Yeah.
regarding the door?
And you said that if I wanted, like, I have to, like, what, I'm basically blind right now?
As long as you keep Detect Magic up, you are blinded. You can't discern anything from anything. So you can
So
drop.
everything's all one, or is there different? Is there a slight variation based on like magical sources?
Everything seems to just blend together. So
Okay,
you literally
that's-
have to drop
I'm
the
gonna-
detect.
As soon as I pass my save and like suck up all this extra magic, I'm gonna get.
Yep. Basically, like Gandalf the Grey, you enter into like the oneness of the existences, and now you're Keldar the White. Or Keldar the really blonde.
Right. So he has this weird like moment where he's looking around like this.
This is about
And
when
he's like,
Pleasant,
"Ah!"
Pleasant was asking you your advice, and then he kind of like Shreks out. And you're like, oh.
Oh god.
Then I'm like, ah! I'm like, wow, that's a lot of magic.
One lingering effect after you drop the detect magic is you see tethers from the gemstones to the orbs. From the diamonds seem to be going into the wall, like lances inside of the stone. And then you see that the two doors have connections to each of the orbs in front of them. So the cold door on the left
Aw.
and the fire door on the south.
Right. And where'd you say the diamonds were?
In the middle.
The diamonds are in the middle of the bas relief, but it seems like their magic is piercing into the wall behind them.
So Kelder walks up, looks at all this, he looks at the relief and at the lights and stuff, and then he just puts his hands on his hips and he looks at Pleasant and he says, I can't believe I'm telling you this, but go ahead and grab them all.
All? Are you sure? All of them?
Just grab them all.
Oh yeah.
She polishes it off. There is 1,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds, and 500 of rubies and garnets, and 500 of the bluestones, sapphires, and azurite.
Hell yeah.
Damn, let's go.
The two
Kelder says, we'll split that later, but you hang on to those for now.
the two orbs shrink down to nothing once their stones are removed, and then are replaced by white orbs of the same original size.
Can I still see any sort of tethers between anything?
No, that it lingered for just a second. You only kind of saw it for a moment, and then
I gotcha.
what you do notice now, though, is looking at the doors. If you move closer to them, they don't appear to have the sheens any longer. Looks like the doors are now
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
traversable. You just have to choose one or the other.
Let's split
How
the
long does
party.
it take me to prepare a different spell?
You can't. At this point, it's a long rest to do it.
Okay, that's fine. I've got more than enough stuff to work with.
But yeah, so you got the door on the left and the door on the right.
The ice room or the fire room?
Yeah. I've which one was the ice room? Which one was the fire room? Fire room was down
Ice
here,
is
right?
on the
Yeah.
north, fire's on the bottom, yeah.
You mean this one right here?
That'd be fire at the bottom, yeah.
Cool. Keller
Uh,
walks over here and gestures to the door and he says, "I think we should go."
Okay. Who opens
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Fire
Is it ju-
first.
Pleasant, would you be so kind as to check it for traps real quick?
Yeah.
Real
of
quick,
course.
passively, it doesn't have any traps. The trap that was present is no longer present.
Alright,
Just
just wanted to
one
make sure it
one.
didn't have other traps.
It's also not locked. It also doesn't have door handles. It looks like you can just push it open now at this point.
You all should let me go first.
By all means.
That sounds Leon as hell, so...
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Just
Alright.
follow me. Never
As-
fear.
As you push open the door and enter inside, you see that standing opposed to you is a statue, kind of set strangely against a corner of stone. Across from it is a table, semi-low, not terribly high table, with books and a bunch of notes set out on it. And then opposite of the statue, kind of on the opposite wall, set in kind of an alcove, is a shield just sitting on the stone ground by itself. Behind the statue to the left of it is a door around the corner there. Arcane notes, statue, shield, door.
Wait, you said arcane notes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Kelder's gonna, first, he draws his bow and readies an arrow and kind of creeps in, keeping an eye out for trouble, but he wants to go check out those arcane notes.
You got it.
Are we supposed to? Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna get my shield out and my axe.
Okay. And if I recall correctly, your shield is just a regular shield, right?
I think it's +1.
Yeah, +1 shield. Okay.
It's like Captain America's shield.
Okay. The statue appears to be holding a sword. The sword appears to have a stone kind of settled inside of the sword guard. And it looks like there's kind of like a faceting on its left arm for where a shield might go.
Wait, didn't we see a shield laying there though?
Yep, there's a shield laying right there, yep.
Oh, of course, guys. We just have to put that shield in there. It's obvious.
If you're checking out the magical notes, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Kelvin? And,
Arcana check?
Yep, Lady Fi will assist you, so you have advantage.
Nice.
21.
You realize that the notes here are instructional guides and basically the working progress notes of someone creating a phylactery. A lich's phylactery. You also notice that the book and the other notes appear to be the workings of a magic field. You're a pretty low-level mage in comparison to grand mages like liches, so you're not very familiar with field magic, but you have an understanding of what it's like. Basically, a grand wizard, or wizard of some repute, will set up a magical field in a location or area, basically creating a bastion of magic in that place. Based on what you're looking at here, the individual whose field seems to be denoted here, it's a field of conjuration. So teleportation magics and summoning magics. The field present in this place, if it is crafted and has been put in place, may allow for someone to summon things to it, summon things away from it, or so on and so forth.
I still have that evoker book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't copied any of those spells over, so I'm gonna get everything on this table together into a nice, neat pile. Actually, I want to keep the book about making a phylactery open, because I want to see if it has anything on how to destroy one. But I also want to take that evoker book and I want to rip all those spells out and get them ready to use as scroll.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Can you tell me again real quick what spells those were?
I sent them over in your stuff. I honestly don't have it. I note. Just go ahead and say it had every first and second level evoker spell. And
Purify Food and Drink, Astral Lances, Sanctuary, Stone of Truth, Variant Halo, and Fury.
Yeah, that saves me a lot of trouble. And it's Invoker book. Invoker book. Right.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything while they study the notes?
Should I pick up this shield and put it on this statue?
Yeah, do it.
Ooh, yeah.
Can't imagine what would go wrong if you did that.
Believe in yourself.
If you think it's mechanical, I'd say Pleasant and Dengue would be the ones to look at it. And if you think it's magical, I'd say Davos or Kelder. But right now, Kelder's trying to figure out how to destroy a phylactery.
Or what?
You would note that the phylactery is destroyed by normal means. Smash.
Okay, just wanted to make sure this one didn't have something special to worry about.
No.
Okay, I put all the notes in my bag, and I want to keep out the stuff about the magic field.
Okay. Leon, do you grab the shield and put it on the statue?
I'm gonna pick the shield up for sure.
Okay. It has a sheen to it, kind of like a very reflective coloring to it. It absolutely, definitely kind of has like a high polish to it. You can almost see yourself in it. Do you place it on the statue?
Well, does it look like better than my shield? Like, do I have shield envy?
No.
No shield envy. I was like, this is just a reflective piece of metal. It's not a real shield.
It does.
I'll put it up there.
Does look fancy, but yeah, definitely doesn't look better than yours. Yours is a newer one. This is a very old shield. You put it on there. The second you do, you can see that it's reflecting the light from the moat outside, and seems to be kind of shining it on the table a bit. specifically at one point on the table where the book was. And Kelder, as you're kind of picking up the book and checking it for, looking at it and getting ready to secure it, you hear a cling, 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 and look down and there's a key laying on the floor.
Sweet.
I put the book down where it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pick up the key, and then I open the book to whatever page it was on.
Okay. You start looking around for where it's at. You find a random page where the key was sitting, kind of indented. Doesn't seem to be any more important than any other page. But it's definitely one you didn't get all the way to in your quick, brief study of it.
I gotcha.
It does look like the door behind you, though, has a keyhole.
I turn around, I give the key to Leon, and I say, find your key first.
Well, fortune does favor the bold, and I grab the key.
Do you go open the door with it?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I don't just go open it. I stride over there. I'm like, like I'm
Cloak billowing behind
just
you.
eating it up.
All right. The door.
Just put it right in there.
The door opens, no problem. Beyond the door, you see that it's a dark hallway. Another door, just like the door you just opened, opposite you. But it looks like there's a left turn to the side.
Ooh.
Should I be able to see something? I can't really see anything.
If you can't see anything, then your light is not active. You don't have any kind of light source. Do you want to light a torch? Actually, no.
Can someone cast
Lady Fi walks over
light
to
on
you.
my shield?
Yeah, touches your shield and casts light on it.
Yeah. Sweet. That's nice.
Nice.
Thank you. You've made the right choice.
Yeah, whatever. She said. She says, "Yeah, whatever."
All right. Cool, guys. This is going good.
Okay, if you come around the corner there, you'll see that there is a stairwell down. Is it your goal to make your way down the stairs?
I'm gonna get to the top of the stairs. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna be like, "Are you guys ready to go?" Or,
Should we perhaps check the other room?
oh, sure. You mean the one straight ahead?
Yeah, I think this hallway will actually take us to that other room.
Oh,
The door
okay.
is locked.
Does my key work?
Nope.
Oh.
I call to Pleasance, and I say, your skills are needed.
Yeah, okay.
Do we want to try the other,
You mean downstairs?
like, from the room we came from that had the blue door?
Oh,
The other door?
I don't know. Maybe just
Right.
let's see if she can unlock this.
I mean, it's probably pretty easy, yeah.
Make a Thieves' Tools check with dexterity.
Can...
No.
Ooh,
You break a pick.
Nice.
oof. That's embarrassing.
Wait, didn't you get a 22?
Wait, you rolled a 22 and you broke a pick?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
let's not fuck around with this one.
Mhm.
It probably would be easier just to go around and go into the room from the other.
Is that the goal?
Wait, we're not quitters. We
But
should, we should
I
get
feel
this
like
door.
if we go into the other room, since they're probably mirrored, it'd probably be like the same on the other side,
Yeah.
Because there's,
It may
Right.
there's
Right, but
probably
that
a room
means
in
the
the
other room
middle.
probably has a key for this door.
Okay.
What's
I
this?
mean,
What's this door made out of?
The door appears to be made out of wood.
I have a shield. I can smash. Stand back, people. I'll show you how it's
You have an
done.
axe. You
Make
can
it
smash.
Make a strength athletics
Yeah,
check.
but it's more fun with the shield.
Hmm.
It's more fun with
that
the shield. You
seems
can have-
less effective.
Make a strength
Uh,
athletics check.
This will be more fun though, because what could happen? Strength athletics. Boom, boom, boom. 23.
You watch Leon slam into the door and fall back on his ass.
And then I get up and I'm mad, and I grab the axe and I start to hack at it.
Go ahead and make an attack roll with your axe.
Because, how could it do that to me?
I like
Right.
this new.
You hit dead on, and you watch the blade just glance off of it, not leaving a single mark on the door.
That
Now,
sounds like some magic shit.
Yep, Keller
It
is.
shakes his
Ready your
head
head.
and walks out of the room
let's go down the
and
stairs, maybe.
starts slowly
Yeah.
walking around to the
Stairs.
other room.
No, you can't split the party.
Calder,
Remember
as you're
that?
walking, you're still holding the mirror. You see that you still no longer exist in the moats. Only one exists, the one on the south end. The door does appear to be openable, but it doesn't I mean, do what you want.
If I shine the mirror on the door, is the door?
Door's present, but the moat behind it is not.
Okay. Kelder gently touches the door, and if nothing bad happens, he
It
gently pushes.
slowly starts to open as you touch it, and you open it. On the other side of the door, you see that there are 12 small amulets setting on the ground on a rug in the center of a large area. You also note that there are 4 statues inside of the chamber, each one of them holding a sword similar to the one in the other chamber. Where there was a place for an amulet set in the sword guard, there is empty spaces, similar to the amulets laying on the ground.
Kelder lights a torch.
Okay. Why? You can see, can't you?
Not really. It's still pretty dark in here.
Okay.
Where did Keldar go?
Around
to
and
the
outside.
other side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just walked around to the other room.
Do you guys want to look for him? Or...
Are these amulets? Are
Lady
these
Fi.
amulets all the same?
Hold on. Lady Fi defiantly kind of sets against the wall near the stairs, presses her back against it, crosses her legs, crosses her arms, and just waits. Kelder, you look at the amulets, and they all appear to be different in that they all have a mark in the center of them, each one representational of the zodiac.
Ooh.
Okay, do the statues have any marks representing the...
No.
Is there any literature or anything around the room? It's
No.
just the amulets and the statues?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So, what is the zodiac corresponding to this phase of the...
To the phase of the moon on the northern corner of the map. There's no corresponding zodiac to phases of the moon. That's not how zodiacs work.
Okay,
It's
well, I'm
monthly.
trying to figure out what the relations between these moons here and the statues are.
I think we might have gotten lucky and picked the easier path.
Yeah, you probably did.
No, I know all 12 of the months. I got them written down. In my brain. No. Actually, though, my character is, he's kind of noble and stuff. He would probably know those. Well, actually, anybody would. If you live in that area, you'd know which month was which. That's what I think he's talking about. There's 12 of them, right?
Yeah, like
12.
constellations.
What are these lights and stuff over here?
Oh, they're just lights.
I don't know.
What are you talking
I'm not
about?
even
Why
over
is
there.
this glowing? Why is this glowing blue?
It just is.
Yeah, we're not over there.
You know what? Kelder pulls out the mirror and looks at the statues in the mirror.
Same as they appear in the real world.
I can't hear you, John.
Same as they appear in the real world. Yeah, they don't seem to change because of the mirror.
Let's go over there and make sure he doesn't get himself killed. I
Fi
scared
doesn't.
Everybody.
Fi doesn't
Yeah.
move, and she looks at Leon,
Yeah.
shaking her head.
Well, Kelder looks at Davos and he says, well, we know it's just on the other side of that door, so let's just leave these here.
Sounds like a plan.
And he leaves and he quietly closes the door.
Okay. It heads back around and heads down the steps. Is that right?
I'll go first.
Now, as I walk past this statue, does this statue also have a space in its sword for an amulet?
There is an amulet already in it.
Okay. Man, maybe we should have grabbed those amulets before we left.
What amulets?
Hold on, I will show you.
I thought you were running away.
No, Kelder runs back into that room and he gathers up all the
Oh my
amulets.
god.
Okay.
Dude, you're
So he
dripping in
gathers up all the
ice.
amulets and he puts them, basically just comes back and shows them.
Sure. As you exit out of the door, you feel the weight of the amulets in your hand fade. You turn around and look back in the room. They're all present on the floor again. None of them went with you.
Oh, snap.
Okay, fine. I'm not even mad about it. I come back and I tell Leon and Davos, because Davos saw the amulets, I tell him exactly what happened. So I say, if they're right on the other side of that door, I'm assuming figuring out what's going on with those would have opened the door. It doesn't matter. We should.
So what do we have to
sit
put
down.
the amulet in
Yeah,
the
put them in order.
Yeah, just put them in order.
I know what the order.
Yeah.
There's 4 statues and 12 amulets.
I thought there were 12 statues and 12 amulets.
No.
4 and 12.
Oh.
Okay, it's probably
know,
like
It's
for
like by
the 4
season.
elements or something.
It's by season, guys.
Ooh.
Kelder shrugs and
Yeah,
just
so
says,
like spring, summer, fall, winter. So there's
Yeah.
4 slots.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there are 4. I got it, guys. I got this.
If you want to go there and place random amulets and random openings and deal with the
No.
consequences, be my guest.
Wait, did you see that magical door? I tried to hit it with my shield and I tried to hit it with my axe. It would not open. If
Yeah,
all I
it's
need to do is
pretty
place some amulets here or there, maybe that'll open it.
So are you
Leon
going?
is determined
You can
to
go
keep
down
a-
these stairs.
So are you going to go down the stairs, or are you going to try and play with the amulets? Last call.
I vote for amulets, but I'll go with what majority says here.
Okay,
Kelder
Amulets.
votes
Amulet.
stairs.
that's 3. We got a majority.
Yeah, Kelder's a lame though.
Come on, Kelder. If it wouldn't work for you, don't give up.
So you see
Yeah,
the
he's just mad because he can't solve it, and if someone else does,
Yeah.
he'll get upset.
Come on. Don't get upset, Kelder. You're pretty cool, too. And then I just go over there. Oh, I'm just playing the character like he told me to, guys. Just
Fi reluctantly leaves with you guys, moves around the outside, goes into the cold area, looks annoyed, and you come to the mat. This large rug with 12 total amulets set out in a circle on the ground. A very strange looking rug, 4 different statues. Some of you may not be familiar with my zodiac, some of you might be, but it's very similar to our current zodiac, except that there are 3 months. Each zodiac represents a month, not a weird block of time in between 2 months like ours does. And each one of those, there are a total of 3 of those months per season. So 4 seasons, 3 seasons for each of the, or 3 months for each of the seasons.
All right, guys. All this D&D is finally paying off in John's world. All right. So, does somebody want to write this down, or do you just want to just trust me on it? It shouldn't be very long to write it down. If you want to, I can
And
tell you.
again, just to make sure you're aware of everything that's in the room, because it was stated kind of blasé when Chad was just kind of going around asking weird questions. 4 statues, sockets in the swords. Sockets look like they can fit one of the amulets. Total of 12 amulets. The place is lit by a blue light on our eastern wall, and then
It's lit.
there was a blue light once outside of the western door. Eastern wall, blue light. What's the plan?
Okay, so is
I
your
think-
is
Oh,
your
go ahead.
zodiac? Is it the same symbols and names, or
Close.
did you come?
Oh,
Okay.
it's right there.
Mm,
Check it out,
look.
guys. That's all the names and everything.
Okay, so the amulets, we need one for each season, right?
Yep, I have to say we put the first one of, each, like spring, the first month of spring, the first month of summer, autumn, which would be Adar, Brethian, Falun, and Vassar.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any indication of which statue the cycle starts at?
Make
Do the
make an Arcana check real quick there, Kelder.
Do the statues, are they all different, or are they all the same?
All the same.
looking? Okay.
I got a 10.
You have advantage because you're an elf.
I got a 17.
Seasonally, there's one more important month in each of the seasons than any of the other months. The 31-day month, typically the one right in the middle of the month. And those are reflective of being an aspect of the seasonal goddess related to it. The only way that
Ooh, yeah,
that's
we should
different
that.
is Adar and winter, which is Kesh. Kesh is the most important month of... Talvi is the most important month of winter, and Adar is the most important month of spring. And then the most important month of summer is Kassan, And the most important month of autumn is Soda.
Yeah, we should put the important ones in.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
So Adar, Kisan, what was it?
Soda.
So the mother,
Soda.
the mother, the saint, the provider, and the huntress.
Of course.
That would be
Right.
the start,
So
and we would go this way,
Adar.
all the way around. In my,
So
in my
this one will
mind.
be Adar. So Adar here. What? Kessin here.
Yeah.
Soda.
Cash.
Cash.
Okay. If that's the
I
placement,
thought he said the huntress was the most important.
yeah, sorry, it is the huntress, not cash, which is
So it'd be
Talvi.
Talvi.
Sorry, apologies.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Talvi.
if I said that wrong, I apologize. But yeah, if you place them in that way, you're placing the more important month in each of those places. Based on where you highlighted that you're placing them, this amulets return back to their positioning.
Uh-oh, we messed it up. I say we start now with this one. I think I might have been wrong. That one, then work your way around like the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Try
then
that.
there, where it's like Adar.
Right.
Same thing happens.
Oh, is it
Just keep-
backwards?
Can we keep rotating it till we go all the way around?
Real quick, so you note something, and I can't remove them right now for some reason, but the first time that you failed, one of the other amulets for each of the months disappeared. When you failed the second
Oh,
time,
no.
one of the other amulets disappeared. Because you were moving pretty quick. So the only amulets that remain are the 4 important ones. It seems like whatever you do, this will be your last chance.
Yikes.
Uh-oh, that is kind of scary.
And
So we tried it.
just so we cover it right, you went spring in the top left, summer in the top right, autumn in the bottom right, and winter in the bottom left. And then you went spring in the top right, summer in the bottom right, autumn and winter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shall I inspire us to have one more think before we go?
Sure.
I will. Would this be an Arcana check to try and figure this out, or like a history check?
So let me give you the information. No rules are necessary. Again, reflect on what you know. There's a strange blue light on the northern or on the eastern wall. The light outside that used to be blue is now white. There are 4 amulets now remaining on the rug in the center, which appears to have a sun symbol in its center and the moon patterns for some reason. There are 4 statues. So far as you've done, spring does not begin in the top left, and spring does not begin in the top right.
So if blue
Kelder
light had
tells-
falling snow,
Hold on a second. Kelder tells Pleasant to go put the blue gems back.
Oh, man. Okay, like, sure, I guess.
so
Does it do
outside,
anything?
Wait,
Does it
real
change
quick.
anything?
Pleasant, do you go outside and put the blue gemstones in?
Yeah, I put them back, but
Okay.
I'm just like, wow, you told me I could take them.
You don't know why.
And then you told me to put them back. Like,
But for some reason, 5 follows you, just for no reason. The second you start
Okay,
putting them
okay.
in, the blue orb starts to reignite. The door's shut.
oh, yikes.
The blue field re-emanates over it once you put the first one in, and the interior of the room that you guys are in starts to become frigid. Everyone who's still inside of the main room, make a Constitution saving throw.
You all get bonuses because you're close to me. +4. It's a con, right?
Mm-hmm.
that'd be a 27 then.
If you beat a 15, then you take no damage. All right.
Yeah, I got a.
Sweet.
Now, you hear the door slam shut upon pressing the first gemstone in, but you were told by Kelder to put them all back. Do you continue doing that, or do you stop doing that?
Ooh, well, I'm gonna keep putting them back.
All right. Everybody else make another
I don't want Kelder.
Yeah.
Everybody else,
Kelder tells Leon. He says, "Start banging on that door."
everybody
He's like,
else
"Tell her to stop."
start. Everybody else make a Constitution saving throw.
Saving time.
I got a 14 this time.
Not
That's
so
hard.
good.
I got an 11.
Okay. If you did not make a 15 on this go around, you're taking 9 points of cold damage. And you'll note that the blue light on the eastern wall disappears, but the whole place becomes covered with kind of like a cold atmosphere. You can see your breath starting to breathe, rime kind of appearing on the statues, and the door is shut still. Do you wish to?
Now, when that blue light disappears, is there anything on that wall?
No.
Do you want to try to open the door?
And are there any runes or anything appearing on these other statues?
Nothing. There
And
are
we're still down to the last 4.
4 amulets.
Okay, so what I want to know is if we have tried that rotation with every, like, basically every orientation of how we can. So we've had spring in all 4 locations
we've
and summer in all
No.
4 locations.
2. So
Just
there's
in 2.
2 options left. Yeah. So it's like a 50-50. It's either the bottom left or the bottom, or the top. Bottom left or bottom right.
If they're in order. If they're not in order, it's a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I feel like
All right, we might as well try the.
Real
Let me
quick,
see. I think we
one
start it
last
with
go of it.
spring here.
I've got.
Are gems still getting put in?
I got to be nice. Who was the one that said I want one last bout of inspiration? Was that Davos?
Tim.
Go ahead and make an Arcana
I
check,
was-
Tim.
Oh gosh. 7. It was more like I wanted to give bardic inspiration to someone who was going to make it, but
Oh.
oh well.
Wait, you rolled a 7? Oh wow, that's pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more like I was like, let me play some music to inspire someone to
Nah.
have a think about it.
I think I've given enough information as is. I would hope that you would be able to capture it, but it's fine. No worries.
So,
I think he was
Once-
saying something about the light beam. That seems pretty important.
The light's now gone. You know that there's a blue light on the opposite side. On the door
So-
side.
the blue light was here,
Mhm.
and the blue light out in the hallway when it was there had falling snow.
Mhm.
Vassar is falling snow, so maybe so the blue light should precede Talvi.
Correct.
So if Talvi is, if we're supposed to be going in clockwise order, Talvi would be here. That means Spring would have to be here
Yeah.
if we're going in a clockwise order.
But now the blue
Yeah.
light is no longer inside the room, and you know it's outside the room.
So
Okay,
now,
so what?
So now we have a different setup here.
Yeah, so we need the light to be there, and then we set them all up.
Tim,
Okay.
you're on the right thought path. So continue that
Right.
that mental experiment, please.
so now if Talvi, or if we'll call the light Vassar. If Vassar is now out here, then Talvi would need to proceed, or need to follow Vassar.
Which means
So
she should
Vassar, so Talvi should be here. So that means Spring now goes here
be. Does
if it
Davos
goes in clockwise.
Does Davos grab all the gems or all the amulets and start putting them where he thinks they need to go?
Yeah, Davos will.
Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
You,
Oh, there's
Do I
something
make-
wasn't
do I
right.
make
but it
one
was
too?
good.
Mm-hmm. No,
12.
no, not you. Sorry, me.
Yeah.
I got a
The ladies
23.
Ladies are fine. 23 from Kyle.
Yeah.
21. Keep in mind if you're close to Leon, you get plus a bit to your saving throws.
That would be these.
I assume I am not close
Those
as I am
ones.
putting things in statue.
Accurate. So Davos, you're the only one who's taking it. Take 9 more points of cold damage.
Yep.
And you place them exactly as you stated. Talvi in the top left. Immediately after her would follow Spring, Adar. Down below would be Summer. And then Autumn in the bottom left. Once that happens, the door to the south opens and the cold stops.
Woohoo!
Yay! Good job.
Sweet.
And no other benefit or boon is present.
The elder
Like I
looks
thought-
at Leon, is like, he's shaking and his teeth are chattering. He's like, you beat the door, or you
Phi looks at Pleasant and says, they gotta be done by now. Take the gemstones, let's go.
I gotta say that was a chilling experience.
That was.
Wow.
Oh, you've never met Tim. You guys move down the steps, is that right?
Yep, I'll go first.
Okay. Once you come down to the end of the steps, you realize that there is a stone door that can be kind of pushed inwards. And upon pushing it inwards, you'll note that on the opposite side is a very narrow, 15 to 20 or so feet wide and about 30 feet long chamber, in the center of which is a crypt, like a sarcophagus, which is surrounded by magical symbols.
Kelder is going to drink a healing potion.
I'd say this looks very magical. Keldor, take a look at this.
What was that? 2d4 plus
2d4 plus 2, yeah. And I've got you all set up. You're kind of bunched in together in that top right corner there. Okay.
Come down here, Keldor.
So at this stage of the...
Kelder drinks his potion and then wanders on down.
Okay. What you will note is that setting before you appears to be the center point of a magic field. This circle appears to be the heart of the field.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that if you were to step across it, whoever created the field would be aware of your presence.
Kelder sticks out his arm and stops Leon. He says, "Stop. Don't move another inch. Don't cross this line." Kelder pulls out the mirror and starts looking at the...
Okay. What you'll note is that as you're kind of looking at it through the mirror, you're seeing that there appears to be the exact same identical situation. However, standing at the steps on the opposite side of you, at the far end of the room, is the Magier, just standing there, staring at the sarcophagus. Doesn't seem,
But not at us.
Yeah, doesn't seem to, according to what you can see through the mirror, seems to be just standing there statuesque staring at that.
Okay, so he hands the mirror to Leon, and he kind of like does this thing where he like tries and gets him in position so he can like look over his shoulder at the mirror. He gives the mirror to Leon, and he says, "Look at that."
There's a lich.
Is the Magier looking like the Magier, or is it the Magier looking like a lich?
Looking like a lich.
Looking like a little lich.
You whiny little lich.
Liches get stitches, man.
With the notes that you have, you think that it might be reasonable or possible to try and disrupt the field with the notes that you have. You can give it a try.
That's what I'm going to do. Now, if I disrupt the field successfully, will he not see?
Well, you feel like it will require some assistance from other people. It's not something that's done solo. So if you were to try it, you would be engaging in a skill challenge. And what we would require is each one of the players, each one of the characters, to basically nominate something that they're going to try to help you do in disrupting the field. And everybody will make a skill check with a varying degree of success. And depending on how many successes you guys initiate, determines whether or not you defeat the field. So, for example, Lady Fi is going to be helping participate in this process, and she is very, very skillful in perception. So she's basically watching the field and checking the field for anything that she feels might be of assistance to you, and helping you kind of like see any patterns or anything that you might have missed in the process. So she's making a perception check as we speak. She got a 10. She's going to spend her inspiration, which she has from a million years ago, to get the 20 instead, getting rid of that. And that's one success for your skill challenge. So she has basically assisted in disrupting the field in her part. Going from left, or we'll go from right to left. Easier that way because I already know what Chad's one is going to be, probably Arcana. Kevin, what would Leon try to do to help assist in breaking this field? It does appear to have a religious significance with the tomb there. There's also other things that you might be able to help do. Just any skill,
Yes.
nominate it and try and describe as to what you might be doing to kind of help in this process.
Well, Yeah, I guess I would probably try to figure out the religious significance of this type of award, or the circle, and
Okay.
what could be done to help dissipate it and all that.
Make a religion check.
Or make a religion check. I was thinking I could try to persuade it, but that's not going to work.
Yeah, probably not.
No, not the best.
Nine's not gonna.
Religion is not strong in this one.
Nine's not gonna be very helpful.
Nope.
Tim, Davos, seeing the situation as it is, how does he think he can help, or do you want to kind of skip you and kind of?
Would it make sense to, with my bardic smoothness, bust out the old viol and try and inspire him with my playing?
There's magic in
performance.
There's magic in song, so it might help in kind of the cadence of it. If you want to give that a try, to try and generate magical music to see if it can help, like, sonically distort the field, go ahead and make a performance check.
Will do. 18.
Nice.
So something that sounded completely stupid absolutely changes the nature of the game. He starts playing the viol, and as this place seems to be filled with magic, the winds that are moving through the strings and resonating with the song are magical, and they seem to focus in on what Kelder is going to be doing with his Arcana check. That said, moving to Kyle, how do you think Dengu would be assisting in this pattern? Any skill that you have is fine. Just think about it and like how it might assist.
Really strong.
Okay, so you're definitely that is accurate. So it may be the case that some movement of stone or breaking of stone will be required in the process. Go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you are able to help in that regard. 13 is a success. So as Kelder is basically planning his process and getting ready, you are preparing to break the stone up at certain points that are engaged by Kelder and smash it up so that the sigils are no longer proper. All right. Pleasant. How would you like to assist in this process?
So, what are we attacking again? We're
Not
like,
attacking
or
anything
we're not
in
attacking
particular.
it, but like
You're trying to disrupt a magical circle, a
a
field of magic.
circle. Can I use my no, that's not that high.
Sleight of hand?
I was gonna say like my stealth or something.
Okay. So
Or like sleight of hand would work.
Stealth is good. So what you would
Okay.
realize is that Leon, when holding up the mirror before he started kind of rambling about religion that didn't seem to matter to this conversation, was reflecting it over the Magier who's looking at the sarcophagus. Go ahead and make a stealth check. You walk over to where you think he might be and just kind of lift your cloak up so that he can no longer see the tomb. It seems to be effective. Kelder, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Go ahead and make an Arcana check with advantage.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I got a 22.
After a few minutes of this process back and forth, Dengu smashing apart the sigils, the Kenku standing there with her cloak kind of just raised awkwardly.
Hey, I'm doing my part.
You are doing a great job. And everyone engaging in their part, the field becomes nothing more than salt on the ground. And the sarcophagus is laid bare to you. In the mirror,
Salty.
you can no longer see the Magier standing there.
Yeah, Kelder does a quick look around the room and make sure there's nothing else hiding.
Nothing.
And he kind of walks carefully over to the tomb and knocks an arrow.
Dengu
He
is...
says, Leon, you think you could open?
Okay. Leon's not able to do it himself. Dengu, I was going to say Dengu isn't strong enough to do it himself either. The two of them together can move the top of the lid if they'd like. And if that's what you do,
Yeah.
you move open the lid, and inside you see two things, and only two things. A phylactery, which is nothing more than a small glass tube with a soul set inside of it, kind of glowing and wisping. And it seems to be laying atop a small note.
Like it found, please return to Lich.
Okay. Do you break the glass or do you read the note first?
Go ahead, Davos. Or not Davos, Kelder. You're like more of an expert at this than me.
Yeah, I want to peek inside and do a quick look around for any sort of arcane traps before we move or
Nothing.
touch. Okay, so Kelder gently reaches in and very carefully picks up the 2 items.
Okay. As you kind of pull out the 2 items, do you read the note then?
Yeah, I read the note first.
I, Archelaus, Grand Magier of Old Jernaris, sign away my soul to live eternally on in the course and good of the scion of the conglomerate. I therein bind my soul to this device and also to my son, Ryaman the 178th. Shall I die, so shall the King of Fire. Do you want to break the phylactery?
So if we kill if we smash the phylactery, the king dies? Or if we kill the Magier, the king dies?
It says if that phylactery breaks, the king dies. So, yeah, your call.
We gotta protect that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say if we were going to smash the phylactery, we need to be in a position to, like, immediately revive the
Well, when
You're-
it's
You're
kill, we
pretty,
don't know.
you're pretty sure there's not going to be a reviving process. How lichdom works, and if this is what has happened to the king, if you break that phylactery, both souls within, the tethered souls, are no longer. So the king and the lich will continue living, but when they die, they eternally die.
Okay, so knowing what I know about magic, is this something that the king engaged in willingly? Like, was the king aware?
If you're reading this right, Archelaus, the lich, is the father of Ryaman the 178.
Right. So,
Davos, you've been looking for the exiled king for a long time. You heard that he left to Rospagar, but you haven't been able to chase him down and have been fighting the good fight in Osiria. So
the Magier is the father of the exiled king.
seems a good case.
So Kelder hangs on to the phylactery and gives the letter to Davos. Says, "What do you think we should do?"
So Davos, in your hands, and again, definitely an option for everyone else, but certainly for Davos, a fun one too. If you break the phylactery, the current ruler of the capital city of Osiria, the Grand Magier, the Magier known as Archelaus now, but not before, only known as the Magier before this, will be killable. If you don't break it, he reigns. And it doesn't matter if the exiled king lives or not.
Why do we care about the exiled king?
Yes, because he's the rightful king of Osiria.
He's the rightful king. He's the rightful king of 1/3 of Osiria.
But if we
Awesome here,
break it,
so-
if we break the rightful king, does he die immediately, or does he can die when he gets older? You said.
I don't know.
Somebody could kill him.
I don't know. It was kind of vague.
I think we should break it, though. I mean, I don't know.
All right,
No,
votes.
let's break shit.
Votes for break.
Break.
Right.
I vote for breaking.
If I've been searching for him to try and restore him to his kingdom.
That you've also been trying to kill the Magier. Both of your goals are right here. Kelder.
Basically, you can succeed at one, or
Kelder has taken on that extra goal of returning the exiled king. It hasn't come to fruition, nor have they even seen it in sight. But the other goal, the primary goal, has always been to destroy the Magier. So, the other party members, Leon, Dengu, and Pleasant, who really don't have much skin in this game because they're not from here. Well, Leon is, but Dengu and Pleasant don't. They've been trying to kill this Magier for a while. It's been causing them problems ever since they've been here.
Yeah, we've got to break this thing.
Break it, yeah.
Break it, break it, break it.
Davos
Get
is
pranked.
Davos can't actually give an opinion.
Do
Davos
it,
is like,
do it, do it, do it.
So, okay, it's not been established if the king will die immediately or just at some point.
Yeah.
Anyone could die at any point.
I mean, the
you
king
know?
will probably die immediately, and then the Magier will be killable. But I think it's important. Have we established if other Magiers are also liches?
No. Yeah, not to your knowledge, and you know it's not legal. The only people who are allowed, or who are legally allowed, and the only place where lichdom is legal, is Meridia, and they are bound by conglomerate law to stay in their own place.
Right, so they can become liches, but they have to stay in Meridia.
Correct.
Right, okay. So, lichdom is what? This is like probably one of the highest crimes imaginable for.
Yep. The perversion of magic for self-purpose at the basically the doom of others.
Shit. Do I have anything that deals bludgeoning damage?
Doesn't need
Stop it.
bludgeoning damage.
you could probably throw it on the ground and step on it.
Yeah, he looks at Lady Fi and he says, "I know what this means." And then he throws it on the ground and he crushes.
He throws it on the ground.
Yeah, throws it on the ground and crushes it.
Okay.
Like a boss.
It breaks. You watch the soul dissipate and just kind of fuse into like the air, becoming just nothing more than nothing. And you kind of feel like a groaning throughout the entirety of this place. This just subtle kind of, and then you hear this very loud burst, kind of a whoosh of magic on the opposite side of the door. The one up on the up or down the steps there.
And that letter, I'm definitely going to hang on to that. Those details are going to be.
I have a feeling we might have wanted to wait for that until we found the exit, but
You kind of stand out for a little while. Dengu, you kind of feel a presence kind of standing next to you. You kind of look over your shoulder and you see Yen Lauren kind of standing there. He goes, "You lucky fucking assholes. We tried the same thing. It didn't work. The enforcer had a blabbermouth.
Nice.
Great job, but
Okay.
the mage didn't tell you something, and it's really unfortunate for you lot. You might be able to exit this place. I think the portal for the mage is not too far ahead, but we won't be able to go. We'll be stuck here."
The souls and the weapons?
I think I'm the only one who can currently manifest, because I've been dead less time than the others.
Shit.
But your weapons will become inert if you leave this place. But you'll have to leave this place. He's not dead, and he'll probably come back to see what's happened. You better real quick. And then you see Lauren kind of just fade away.
See ya.
Peace.
Thanks for the tea, I guess.
Yeah.
Bye.
I think
What?
we should still bring our weapons with us, even if they become inert. Because if we leave them
that
here
not?
and somehow
How's it?
somebody else can use them, it doesn't seem like a good idea.
Little baby.
Yeah,
What
it's
baby
like-
dad? I don't know.
You're used to having it, so.
Yeah.
The doors in front of you start to fly open. Like, not whoosh, suddenly, they just kind of creak open. You can see the back end of a throne that appears to be made out of bone and skulls, and a very large chamber with chains riding all throughout the lot of it. If you look out that way, you'll see that there's a man standing in the main chamber. He looks very familiar to Kelder. Probably haven't had him leave your dreams in the past few months since you've been running away from this area. the Magier stands in the hall, down on the steps beyond his throne.
Interesting.
He seems.
Should we fight him?
Kelder,
He's.
I thought
Kelder
that's what we were gonna
stands.
do.
Kelder wants to stand in the front, but he has his bow. He has a bow and an arrow.
You see him kind of walking past the doors which shut behind him, kind of crouched over, kind of holding his chest, and kind of spitting out Iker onto the ground. He looks up with his eyes.
You. I thought Forces 126 had killed you. What have you done?
Well, as the saying goes, news of my demise has been greatly exaggerated.
Die!
Roll initiative.
Ouch!
I think that should be an 18 due to Jack of all
Oh.
trades.
I don't think Jack adds to initiative, does it?
Well, initiative's an ability score, right?
No, yeah,
Dude,
but
okay, I didn't click my token, but I rolled a 23,
Ooh, nice.
okay.
so...
So click your token, roll
Can I
again.
still
If
have
it's less
that?
than 23, you can have that. That's fine.
Okay, I don't know where my...
And yeah, Jack of all the trades only adds if the proficiency would normally be addable. It's not for initiative checks. I don't
21.
think Jack adds to
That-
initiative. Just go with the 23. It's fine. Everybody rolled. Get Lady Fly out there. Sorry, bear with me here. Sounds about appropriate for her. All right. Cool. I think that's everybody. I think that Pleasant is first on the board. Now, keep in mind, your Esper Edges have removed their dual tech ability, but they still have their charge ability. So you can still use the,
Okay.
I think, Pommel Smash for Grandmother, and Dengu has mental trauma. And the other ones, you know how to look up your stuff. You've done this. Esper, or, yeah, well, Kelder has Blade something. It lets you use Blade's song forever. Okay. Pleasant, you're up first, and there he is, standing out before you, the Magier, spitting up black, just grossities.
How far does my crossbow
You can
go?
hit him from here.
I can. I'm gonna scoot up one and then hit him with my.
Okay. You fire the crossbow. It shoots. It hits him dead on. You watch it stick into his body, but it doesn't seem to hurt him or harm him at all.
Okay. That sucks.
Okay. Tengu?
I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, with the shard gun.
Yeah. Wait. Shark gun?
The gun with the dream shard on it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, never mind. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
And click on the name pistol dream shard in the chat window there, and it'll roll the damage.
Oh.
Nice.
You shoot him about where the crossbow bolt hit. It detonates, and you can see kind of magical energy burst from the flesh. You hear a sickening pop as the back end of him kind of blasts out from behind, and he kind of drops that side of his body, his arm kind of going limp on that side. All right, on 20 as well. He is going to. Actually, no, it's not as. No, he doesn't have lair actions anymore. You took away the field. Okay.
Nice.
So then he'll lead with this. I need the two up front, Kelder and Leon, to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, let's do this.
So I got a 17.
Right.
Sorry, I haven't done it yet, but I'm working on it right there.
You said I got a You said I got a +4 from your.
From Leon, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
both save. So you'll take 10 points of necrotic damage. As the bolt hits and bursts out of him and he kind of drops to the side, a pulse of necrotic energy kind of emanates out from him and kind of washes across you. He then takes his turn.
It's not cool, man.
He's spreading bad vibes.
Yeah.
That wasn't a spell, was it?
No.
He needs a vibe check.
He will cast a spell now, though, if you wish to stop him. Are you casting counterspell?
Do it.
What spells?
You don't get to know that. That's not.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I've sure. Fuck it. I've got an extra 3rd level spell.
Okay, so you'll need to roll a d20 and add your spellcaster modifier. Yeah, go ahead and make
So
it
just an
intelligence check. Yeah, straight. And the DC is 17.
24. I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, success. You dispel his spell. Looks like he's raising his finger up at you, and you see necrotic energy kind of pulsing through his fingertip, and then you see Kelder kind of wave his hands, and the magic kind of blocks in the middle, and you see the ray that he fired kind of just dissipate in midair. He kind of growls and looks at Kelder. Petty mage. And then you see his left hand kind of drop to the side, and his right hand kind of like grimace, or kind of like clench in. He kind of grimaces. It looks like he's prepared now for your shenanigans. Davos.
All right. I shall insult him.
Does Davos also know counterspell?
No. Pretty sad that you don't got that flactor anymore, do you? Huh?
Oh, okay. Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah. It's probably gonna pass, but it was worth a shot.
Oh, I shouldn't be rolling out in the open, but yeah, I passed.
And
Okay.
I will take a step over, and I shall inspire our person with the give you Bardic in case you need to make another counter.
Okay.
Sick. Thank you.
Leon.
All right. I might as well activate this Espered charge because smoke if you got him, right?
Okay.
So, what I believe it does is it says you make a single weapon attack against or with the Great Old One. This attack deals additional 1d12 on a hit.
Mm-hmm. You have to be
And then
adjacent.
To the end of the encounter. To the end of the encounter, you gain +2 damage rolls, and you get double your speed moving towards him. So that's kind of nice. So I'll charge up to him with the axe in my shield and
Yep.
be like, "Die, you filthy witch!" And I will attack.
Got him.
Yeah, he is
I got him.
double mockery. You guys are just wrecking him.
Holy shit!
I should've-
I'm gonna smite the hell out of him too. You might as well when you got it.
Fuck yes, this is gonna be amazing.
I should have talked
Roll
shit.
if you got him.
But-
It's gonna be a level 2.
Real quick.
Plus 21.
Don't bother rolling to divine smite.
Okay.
You can go ahead and spend whatever spell slot you want.
I spent my spell slot, yeah.
That's fine. But it doesn't
Alright.
appear radiant damage affects him.
Ooh, I see. That doesn't hurt you much. I'll have to do something different, and I'll attack him again.
You don't even begin to
Why
understand
not?
what I am. And then immediately after your initiative, if you have nothing else, second attack, yeah, that misses.
I wish I had advantage on that second attack. That'd have been nice.
Misses.
But
And the only person with
Uh,
inspiration already spent it, so it was an NPC effectively. But immediately after
Yeah.
your result, he is going to touch you.
Ew.
Touch it, touch it, touch it,
You need
touch
permission
me.
to touch me.
I want to
Yeah.
be dirty.
That's not cool.
D&D is not consent.
Well, let's see if attack roll will let it go. Yeah, 26 to hit. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Good one. 23.
Okay. You take 10 points of poison damage,
Ouch.
and it would appear that the lich its wounds are healing.
Oh no.
This lich's wounds are healing.
All right.
What is that noise? It sounds like someone's eating candy or something.
Oh yeah, I just opened the Eagle Plus.
It's like,
Don't you judge. Okay, that was between
Found a
Leon and
snap.
Phi. Phi will step in, and she will cast a spell. Actually, Keldar, are you going to go for big damage this next turn? Like one big damage hit?
Yeah.
She's going to use her Channel Divinity. The next attack or next damage that this creature takes, it's vulnerable to.
Nice.
So whatever you do, make it big. That's fine. Keldar, you're up.
Alright, Kelder, bonus action using his bow's ability to activate Blade Song.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to move over here, get a nice clean line of sight, and he's going to cast
Lightning bolt, you said?
nice.
Lightning Helix that... let's just do 4th level. No, wait. Yeah, let's do 4th.
Okay, cool. I need to roll a d20 and add my 6. Yeah, your spell doesn't happen.
Okay, what's the DC had to beat?
So it's 10 plus 4 is the 4th level spell. So I had to roll... an 8. So I got a plus
Damn.
6 intelligence.
So you just counterspelled me.
Yeah.
Arr!
You want to play these stupid games? We can play these stupid games. You done?
I guess.
Yeah, it's going to get even more meta here in a second.
Actually, hold on. I'm going to get behind cover.
Okay.
Good
Pleasant.
idea.
Okay, I'm gonna... How far can I move?
Oh my god. My 30 feet, but you can bonus action dash, so you can move 60 feet. So you could get up to him if you want. And you have an ally adjacent to him, so every attack against him for you is sneak attack. My cat is being really cute right now. Hold on a second. As you may have noticed from the fact that the camera's going wibbly wobbly. Okay, you freaking adorable little face. Oh. Give her the pet pats.
I'm gonna run up and attack him with my scimitar.
Yes.
With the grandmother.
Okay.
Choo!
So, this attack made against him, you'll have the damage will be doubled because the
Oh yeah.
next attack has vulnerability from Phi. So 16 hits on the nose, and then 13 plus 10 is 23. 23 doubled is 46. The other damage on the side is if you had crit. You did not crit. So 46.
Oh, well, that's still good.
Okay. Between you and...
Yeah, a lot better than I did.
Oh, oops.
Can I disengage?
Whoa, you just took my hit points down.
Sorry. Can you... I think I took them down farther than...
I'll fix it.
Yeah, please. I had selected the wrong
Yeah,
token.
It was down to 71, and
Yeah.
they were down to like 25 or something when you were done.
You should have just added 46 from what I subtracted, but I then messed it up even more. So yeah, thank you for being smart and knowing where you were. Between Pleasant and Dengu, I'm going to use Arcalus's ability to... again, touchy touch.
No.
This will be against Pleasant this time.
Dang. Okay.
I'm gonna intercede with my protection fighting style
Using your reaction? Okay.
if I can.
Yeah,
my reaction gives it advantage.
See, this
Yeah.
is a good paladin player. So I'm gonna have disadvantage on this attack. What's your armor class, Kate?
My armor class?
Mm-hmm.
How do I figure that out?
Should be at the top of your sheet there. It should say AC.
Light armor.
No, very top.
Oh,
In the middle.
Mm-hmm. Should be next to where you.
oh, 18.
Okay. And touch. 17 misses. And it would have hit with a 20
Nice.
if I didn't have disadvantage. Well, that's horse crap. Dengu,
That's my job.
well played.
Thank you.
Dengu shoots. He scores.
You're welcome.
Do you want to grid it up?
What is that?
Use your trick shots.
Oh yeah. I'll do my. I'll do my winging shot.
Alright. That's the one that knocks him prone.
Yeah.
Okay. $12 miss. Loud bang from the pistol.
Yeah.
Hits the back wall. Puts a nice dent in the door. Okay. Alright.
I'm gonna move my.
Oh, you have a second shot.
Oh, that's right.
That'll work. Okay. And you weren't trick shotting on the second one too, were you? Just the first one?
Just the first one. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so he gets hit and looks really worse for wear at this point. On his initiative, he will move to this position here.
I'll allow it.
Alright. He begins casting a spell.
Does our rogue friend get a attack of opportunity from him moving?
She would.
If she
Ooh,
wants
yeah.
to take it.
Can I slash him while I?
Yeah.
While
You won't have
Okay.
sneak attack on this one, just regular damage. But yeah, you can take a slash at him.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. So 11 slashing. Alright. So he's going to begin casting a spell. Any reactions?
I don't think I have a reaction to this. Oh, I know what you mean.
I'm mainly asking.
Does it look like he's lining up for an attack or something? That's gonna
Looks like he's ready to cast a spell that's going to hurt everybody in the room, yeah.
Classic.
third level counterspell.
Okay. He uses his reaction during his turn to counter your counterspell. Blue deck, bitch. I love it.
What do you have?
And then he casts a spell, Circle of Death. Everybody in the
The
room
circle of death.
needs to.
Yikes.
Yeah,
The
you thought
worst
this
it
fight
would
was
be.
going one-sided. Change it up on you.
So we
Circle
have
of Death is a. I'm trying to find the saving throw. It just tells me the damage when I click the button. 60-foot radius from him. Everything.
So did he just turn around and cast a higher level counterspell? Is that how it works?
No, he turned around and cast a third level counterspell on your third level counterspell.
Oh,
shit.
okay. I see how it works.
You can use your reaction during your turn. It resets at the beginning of your
Right,
turn.
right. If I would have rolled fourth level or higher. I
Yeah,
would've-
then he would have had to roll a dice to beat out your counterspell because he used a third level slot to stop your counterspell. So how it
Right.
goes in the stack. This is good. Magic talk. So he casts Circle of Death. You lay on the stack your counterspell. He puts his counterspell on top of yours. So he would have to counter your counterspell, and if he failed to do that, then you'd have to counter his Circle of Death.
Yeah, I know how the process went. I just wasn't
Okay.
sure how the I guess tiers or
Yeah.
whatever.
Constitution saving throw from everybody in the room.
You get a +4 pleasant because you're within 10 feet of me.
Yeah. Where's the
16.
Constitution?
Davos fails. Kyle fails with Dengu. Leon's
Is
fine.
a 17 fail?
17's
Oh, thank goodness.
fine. Pleasant.
Nice. She's got like a 25.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then
Jeez.
Kelder, did you already roll?
Yeah, no, not yet. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. And then I got to roll for 5.
The Constitution.
You betcha.
Oh boy.
Roll Nate.
So you do have Bardic Inspiration still, right? Which you can add to a saving throw. It's a D8, which won't do any good.
Yeah.
They won't do
Yeah,
anything.
no. Yeah, but I think a 16 failed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody within 60 feet of him, center point, is taking 35 points of damage,
Even me?
and he seems to regain.
You could evasion. Be saved.
Yeah, I thought I. was
Evasion
there.
only works on
You could
dexterity.
evasion.
So if you
Oh,
if
does
you
it?
so if you failed, you take 35. If you succeeded, you're taking half. So 17.
For me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Evasion
Okay.
lets you dodge dexterity stuff, not constitution stuff. And then he seems
Oh.
to regain hit points.
Calder's eyes start bleeding black nastiness.
Oh.
That's death metal.
It's like he's spitting up blood, but it's black.
You know, for the lulz, go ahead, Kelder, and make me a wisdom saving throw.
John's like, I am generous.
I got a 10.
His rolls are not.
This couldn't have worked any better. So the second that happens, and you kind of feel death kind of sinking into you, and you're kind of like spitting up like the blood and the blackness is kind of raining down from your eyes. You also start to hear thousands of screams of souls kind of just it ring in your head, and it doesn't seem to stop.
Yikes.
The Magier kind of turns and looks at you. Davos.
Oh, okay. So is that your way of saying that like you're just bloodied now?
I think he's pretty messed up.
Yeah, he's messed up.
Okay. Man, all I have is healing word.
There's a
It's
perfectly
fine.
good,
He's already used his counter spell.
and there's a perfectly good grave cleric in the party. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, Fi. She's the not very talkative cleric of the group.
All right. I'll let the cleric focus on the healings then.
Yep.
Let's see. Is this 10 feet? Yes, it's 10 feet. So then I will. That's not where I go. I will use my Esper charge because might as well. For Masterful Spiral,
Okay.
and I just make an attack roll with it,
Yeah, it's
and
not
I
Nice.
got a 26.
11 damage.
And I would regain for each target hit 1 hit point, so I at least gain a hit point back.
Okay. So what you see is him kind of hurl the bride. The cleaver goes snapping into the lich, spins around, flutters about 10 feet around Davos, then comes in for a 5-foot radius orbit around him, and then he catches it.
Nice. And yeah, then I will give. I'll give Bardic Inspiration to our rogue friend.
Okay. So what that means for you, Kate, is when you make an attack roll or ability check or whatever, if you don't like the result, you can add a roll of a d8 to the result and add those 2 dice together.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Leon.
All right.
Actually, sorry, before you, since I've got nice radius, everybody in the 30 feet of him make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great.
Again? Man,
Uh,
this guy doesn't stop, does he?
He's a boss fight, man. Yeah,
I
not
Dang.
rolled a natural 1.
Do I
failed
get
pretty
a
badly.
bonus for being next to Leon?
yeah,
You do,
plus
you
4.
Get, yours is an 18.
So 17 was the DC. So Kate, you're good. Kyle, you're good. Leon, you are not. Kelder, you are not.
Ooh.
Davos, you are fine. So you take 20 points of damage if you are. No, sorry. Hold on.
Calder's gonna die.
21 points of damage if you are within 30 feet of him and failed, and then you take 10 points of damage if you are succeeding at that save.
Wow. This is hurting.
Davos is coughing up some blood too now. For sure.
Hey, John, guess.
What?
What?
Hey, John, check it out.
Oh shit! He's got 1 hit point left.
Oh, you got
So the lich just dies.
Yeah.
High five.
The lich dies in a divide by 0 moment as I Chad. Leon, now it's your go. Go ahead.
Okay. I look over at Pleasant and I wink, and my flowing locks are kind of like flowing back and forth, and I say, "Stay next to me if you want to live." And I cast. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's my job.
He's so paladin.
And then I cast.
He's the paladin.
I
This is
cast.
me now.
I cast a bonus action, Shield of Faith, on Pleasant. So now you have a +2. So what do you have? What was yours before? 18 or?
No, she has a 20 AC.
Oh, now it's 22.
Well, now
Shield of Faith.
I met with Shield of Faith. Now she has a 20. She had an 18 before.
Oh, with the Shield of Faith. Okay. So
Yeah.
I give you a little bit of AC bonus, and then like my statement was because like you get better saves when you're near me.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, I'm not going far. I just move around this guy, and I kind of get interpose
Lay on hands.
myself. And no, I'm not, because that's an action. I'm actually going to attack and let somebody else heal him.
You sure? All right.
Double attack. I'm sure. Forget.
Do it. Yeah, bring it on, man.
Actually, I could lay on hands myself too. I'm looking pretty bad, but I'm not going to do that. I
Hey,
gotta
man,
attack.
go big or go home.
Why not? You gotta do yourself, right? All right, here we go. First attack.
Hit.
Hit. Oh, so it can't be more than 7. It has to be like +2 because of that.
That's
thing
all.
I
All
have.
the math is added.
All right, it's all added in there. That's kind of lame. Roll again. Attack again with my axe. That one's a miss because I don't have advantage, right?
No. Okay.
All right. And I'm not going to use a. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I use my bonus action and everything. So.
Moving out and around the
Find
chains
somebody your own
behind Davos.
size.
5 moves Jason to Kelder. She'll cast Cure Wounds at. Let's go with 4th level. Get 18 hit points back. And as she gets close to you, and Leon, as you kind of back in close to Kelder, both of you start hearing the same screams that Kelder is hearing. They seem to be emanating from Kelder.
That sucks, bro.
All right. Speaking of Kelder, it is your initiative.
I'm going to. Here, hold on one second. I need to figure out what Brilliant Halo does, but for now I'm just going to cast Lightning Helix at 4th level.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and roll 40s, or however many d6 you're going to be rolling. And it's a dex save.
You got to make a dex saving throw, so I'll do, what is this, 4d6 plus...
Okay.
That was shit damage.
As the screaming kind of beckons behind you, Leon, and Phi kind of seems to be taken up in it as well. Kelder kind of like rises up from his crouched position, eyes kind of covered with the blackness of necrotic energy, blood spittle kind of from his mouth, but the wounds inside kind of healed slightly by Phi's touch. He goes through the paces of his arcane energies and throws forth a bolt of lightning that pairs with another one, and kind of spins together, slamming into the Magier's chest. The gemstone in his chest breaks, and he falls to the ground with a hole directly through him.
Nice.
Nice. He found his weakness.
Sweet.
I gain 8 hit points.
Lightning Helix does heal you, as the lightning snaps back into you. Okay.
Yeah, Kelder's like barely on his feet, but he's just like super pissed off and kind of crazy.
In the beats,
Too angry to die.
of the combat, the few seconds that it took for that actual whole engagement to take part and engage, that was maybe 24 seconds. The doors that he came through, which you thought were shut, are slowly drifting open and have been the whole fight. And just beyond it, you can see a staircase that leads up and out of this room.
Can we look at the body of
Kelder
Magier?
basically starts taking any dangerous magical stuff off.
The Magier Pleasant was first on the scene. He has a dagger and a staff, and everything else appears to be useless.
Can I take the dagger?
Sure. And the staff? Are you
I'll let her have the dagger.
Okay.
She's not going to fight me over.
You take the staff, Kelder?
I don't need your stupid magic stick.
Okay. As you're walking past Denku, your shard on your weapon, the broken pieces of crystal that were laid out on the ground as the helix burst through them, they kind of lift off the ground and kind of snap like magnets onto the shard that's placed on the gun, making it even more covered with crystal.
Nice.
If you move past
That's pretty.
It's bejeweled.
If you,
Iced out clock.
if you move past the doorway, you see a pattern on the ground, up the steps, laying out on the ground. In the center of it, a well of magic that seems to descend into infinity, straight into the ground. You should be able to see it on the map. It's one of those
Yeah.
Kelder's going to drink another.
animated things. It's kind of cool, but it's probably making your computers move really slow. I tried to be awesome. An old gentleman starts walking up the steps to the south of you. He seems to be wearing the outfit of a blacksmith or a tinkerer. He has glasses on. He kind of looks over to you. Oh, you're not the master. He's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, dog.
You can see that the room behind
Does
him
that do the master?
looks like a torture chamber, kind of filled with, horrific things. But it also looks like somewhere where a person can kind of craft as well. The only other thing in the room of note appears to be a large, paddock, or, paddock, kind of like a cell against the wall, chained to it as well. And inside is a man with a stone arm on his left side, a short cropped haircut, and all of his gear on his person. And he kind of moves towards the gate, kind of looks out to you. You really killed him, huh?
It's Sir Jorah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
The old man raises his
Yeah.
hand. No need to speak to Dragon Eater. Please, speak with me alone. He is a prisoner. I am the curator. I can help you leave this place if it is your wish, or I can help you take control of it if it is your desire. I don't suggest the second, unless you are very powerful or very mad. But if you wish to leave this place, this soul portal can be changed to allow you access to the world and the worlds beyond. Wherever you want to go, anywhere in the world.
Who is this man and why do you keep him in a cage?
He is Jubal Dragon Eater. He's a killer. He assassinated...
Does that name mean anything to me historically?
No. But as he continues, he says, he was the one who killed the first ruler of this place, a tiefling man named... I don't remember his true name. He went by Smoke.
Okay, so out of character, I really want to talk to Jubal about that, but Kelder doesn't really know or.
If you listen, you hear Jubal whisper, I didn't kill Smoke. And you never ruled this pyramid, you fucking geezer. The old man looks over at him dismissingly. As I said, I can help you move through this portal to anywhere you wish to go, or I can help you take control of this place. It's up to you. Whatever your desire
What will
is.
happen to this pyramid if no one takes control of it?
Nothing will happen to this pyramid if no one takes control of it. By the way, Leon, the screaming from Kelder is still persisting. By the way, Kelder, the screaming is still persisting.
Wait, say that again. Oh, from
Kelder is still hearing screaming, and anybody who gets within 10 feet of Kelder still hears the screaming.
Is there anything I can do? Would a lesser restoration take that away? I'm gonna try it.
You can make a religion check to see if you can try and figure out what might have happened here.
Yeah, I want to do that. But also, this guy was in prison You know, how come he always ends up in prison? This Dragon Eater dude. Jubal, Dragon Eater.
You don't know anything about Jubal. What are you talking about?
I know, I don't know anything. Some people do, but I don't. Alright, I'm doing religion, right? Or no, yeah, religion. See if I can figure out what happened to him. Yes, good roll, 23.
Based on what Kelder described when he detected magic, based on what you know about this place, and based on what you've seen, you're pretty sure when Kelder was so close to death at this place, a bunch of dead people's souls latched onto his.
Oh, that's the worst. Soul
When
latchers.
When I chatted Chad's life flashed before his eyes, and then all the other Chads came to hang out with Chad.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
Is there anything I could do to help him recover from this?
You're not sure. You definitely would need higher religious access. You'd want to be able to get to a church or something to that effect. Fi looks to
They'll
you.
probably go away when we leave.
Probably have to open your skull. Just take maybe a quarter-sized chunk out of it at the back.
Fi looks to you all and says, "If these weapons are inert when we leave this place, there's no sense in us staying together. I only wish to come to tell you that I was planning on returning back to the Elvish world in the Feywild. My goals are complete, and we must make ready to see what happens with Osiria, but we will do so from a distance. Curator, if this soul portal can take us anywhere in the world, can you return me back to Talanya? I am a lady. I can do that. And so be it."
Wait, you might want to come back with me. You are a great companion. And
She shakes her head.
Come in.
No chance. No chance. She walks.
Damn.
She
Give me
walks.
my 20 on my persuasion check.
She walks to the portal and she looks over at Pleasant, and she says,
I'm gonna roll just for fun of it.
"You were dragged into this against your will. You have family back home on the other side of the world. You can stay with them if you want. But I'm going back to my family. Make ready the portal."
Oh,
Done. She steps through.
if you ever want to come back,
Doesn't even hear it.
Bye.
what about the rest of you folk?
Keller asks Jubal, he says, "Do you wish to?"
I don't think I can. It's complicated.
Fair enough.
I think I'm already out there.
Okay, it's been a long day. I'm not even going to try to figure that one out.
Curator, he yells over. The old man looks over. "Silence, prisoner. Well, if he's not going to answer me, then I will ask you. If you wish to release me, I will go. If not, I'll stay. Your call."
The curator seems like he wishes to stay here of his own free will. You, however, if you're willing to leave,
I don't
Wait a
care.
minute.
I have no...
Wait a
force you
minute
to-
here.
I don't care either
You
way.
can't release this prisoner. What did he do? What is
Keller
your
looks
crime?
at Leon. Keller looks at Leon and he says, "This place is beyond unholy. No mortal being has any business being."
Yes, but let's find out what he did. I ask him, what did you do? What is your crime?
I killed a demon prince and bound it to a magic jar. Escaped with it before a insane lunatic of a warlord tried to become its leader, or replace it in its demon position. I was assisted by my friend, who unfortunately was not strong enough to carry on through to this place, and was trapped by an older self in a different world. And
Oh, typical stuff.
I was trapped here as the ruler of this place, but apparently my rights as ruler of this place were stripped of me when a child was born to an insane wizard who used that child as a pawn for his own dark magics. Complicated to say the least. I don't care if I leave or stay. If you all leave and none of you usurp this position as the ruler of this place, he looks over to the curator, then I will. And I'll make sure you're punished greatly for the bullshit
Should I
you put me
incite him?
through. The curator kind of looks at him. One of you should be the boss of this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can incite him, and I'll just
Because
tell
I
you
wanna know if he's-
without a roll, he seems to be on the level.
He's my roll is bad, but he's
Excuse me, Tom.
so basically you haven't done anything evil necessarily, but you've done a lot of stuff. Is what it sounds like.
Sure.
So my character's like lawful good, like if he were breaking laws and stuff. But it sounds like he must have broke laws to do what he did,
No.
though, right?
No.
No?
So back to Kelder. Do you want to release him or no?
I want to release him. Keller's just like Keller doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know what's black or white or right or wrong anymore.
Dangu, Pleasant, what would you like to do?
I'm ready to bounce.
All right. That's fine.
Like Keller doesn't want to really be friends with him or anything. He just wants to open the door and walk away and let him do whatever he wants.
If you say to the curator where you want to go, where would Dangu want to go? Back to his home in Cardiff? Or does he have another place, an adventure that he has in mind that he wants to go investigate?
I'll go home. It's been a while.
Okay. The curator changes the portal. Dangu says his goodbyes, looks down at his strange new gun, steps into the portal, and is whisked away to the world of Karn.
It's been real.
He bounced.
Pleasant, the others argue and seem to be focused on this individual you've never met and have no care for.
Yeah,
And-
I'm gonna go back.
Are you going back to
Back
Runanaska?
to find my clan that I got separated from.
Back to Runanaska. The curator changes the
Yeah.
portal. You step through, and you enter into the grand city of Runanaska. You're very quick to find your family.
Home, sweet home.
So
Davos?
much for splitting up those gems.
Davos,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was the.
Nice.
Yeah, Pleasant is just like
well,
stupendous.
Davos, you're kind of at an impasse here. You can either go back to Ursulon and continue the resistance fight there, go to Osiria and begin the takeover there, because they now have no head, or you could ask to be sent right to where the exiled king is, and see if you can't find him alive or not.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if that was a possibility. I think.
Perfect. If that's what you do,
Yeah.
the portal's
Yeah.
changed for Davos, and Davos is sent through. Leon, you know your home is in Osiria. That's where you reign. That's where you rule. That's where all your followers are as well.
I would definitely have to go back.
Okay. And ruling over a pyramid is not something you're dreaming about,
Oh,
right?
definitely not.
Perfect.
Definitely not my.
The portal's
If
changed.
that guy, if that prisoner, if we had found that prisoner like evil, like if I could say, oh, he's definitely evil, I would have maybe tried to cut his head off as like King's
He's not.
justice, you know. But he's not, so I'm just jumping at it.
Okay.
See you guys, I bounce.
Kelder? Couple of options
Keller
here.
opens the gate. He
Okay.
opens the gate and he says, "I hope you find your friend." And then he walks away to the portal and he says to the caretaker or curator or whatever, he says, "Take me to Davos."
To Davos?
Yeah, to Davos. He'll go his own separate ways afterwards, but he has some sort of responsibility to help Davos deal with the fallout.
He says, of course. And as you're stepping towards the portal seems to change, and you can see through the portal, you can see Davos in some very strange, very elaborate, massive city with sky rails and trolleys rolling about. You watch as Jubal, as you're stepping into the portal, stabs the curator in the back and rents him out and says, "You can't allow one touched by souls to go back." And the spirit portal changes as you're stepping into it. The screens magnify, and you step through into oblivion. And that will be the finale for this game. Thanks for playing. If you're interested in seeing what happened to Kelder, pay very close attention to the Saga of Three Kings game, soon to be replacing the Tome of Annihilation game on Sundays. All right.
Wow.
Shit,
Good one.
dude.
Thanks for watching.
It's like that scene in Rick and Morty where he like shoves the guy through a portal that's that's like a dimension full of blenders.
Yeah. Similar, but different.